Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Here in the garage, here are my two Teslas. This is my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. I got this exactly 1 month ago, the end of October 2023. It's the end of November pretty much. And I've had this for 30 days. Everything's been great with this car. I only have like 600 miles on it, so I haven't driven it a whole lot because I've had two other Teslas. This is my Model S, P85D 2015. And the reason I bought this car is because I was able to transfer the free supercharging from that car to this car. But I also had a 2022 Tesla Model Y long range that I've had on the channel over the last 15 or 16 months or so. And I really didn't need to have three Teslas in the garage. I didn't really need, I didn't want to sell the Model S, so the black Model Y, I decided to sell that. I listed it probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and found a buyer and everything went great. So I'm still waiting to do the PPF and the tint on this car, so stay tuned to those videos. But I want to share with you guys an interesting thing I just learned about the Tesla wall connector. Here in my garage, I actually have two Tesla wall connectors. I have one here, and this one, I run to the back of this car, whatever car is parked here, I just run this. This is the 24-foot model, 24-foot cable length. And then I have another one over here on the side. And this one, I've done a couple videos on how to install that and things like that. And that one just charges the whatever car is parked here in the back right there. All right, I want to pass along a little information on the wall connector. I learned a few things I want to share with you guys. The guy that bought my car, he called me, a few hours after he bought the car. He was at home and he's like, "Hey, it won't charge." He has a wall connector. This is the Tesla Gen 3 wall connector, the latest version, and it's black. You can change the faceplate here. I changed mine to black because I had black cars, and it comes white. He couldn't get the new Model Y he just bought for me to charge on his wall connector. Now, if you see on this one, it's blue. When it's blue, it means it's communicating. This means, the charge port is open. Charging's complete at that point. There's different colors that indicate here on the wall connector. For example, the guy that bought my car, he took it home to his house, and he has a wall connector just like this. He plugged the new car into it, and he'd only get a blue stripe here, and this was only blue as well. He called me up and said, "Hey, what's the problem? Why isn't this charging?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I have no clue what that would be." So I looked into this because he had another car. He has two Teslas in his garage. One would charge on the wall connector and the other wouldn't charge. The new one he just got from me wouldn't charge on that. So I looked into that, and there's a couple settings on the wall connector you want to make sure are enabled or disabled so that you can charge your car, especially if you're getting some kind of a problem with not being able to charge your car when you plug it in. Okay, so on the wall connector, this actually can connect to Wi-Fi. So you can connect to your Wi-Fi, it can stay updated. So a couple things you want to make sure: the firmware is updated, the software on the car is updated. So if that's all good, then what you want to do is you want to go into the settings of this. Now, you want to save this little brochure, this little quick start guide comes with this wall connector when you buy it from Tesla. This you need to hold on to to access this in the future for settings. Luckily, I saved this. I had this in a drawer. And I've had this for 2 years in my garage now, and luckily I have this. If you don't have this, you got to contact Tesla support, and they can give you, once you give them the device ID, they can give you the password. But there's a Wi-Fi address, and there's the password to join this Wi-Fi, so that you can access the settings on this. So let me show you how to access this. Whether you're doing this for the first time or like me, I'm going into the settings for the second time, or after I've installed it a couple years later, just to check and update all the settings. So we have to get it into Wi-Fi mode, and that is we need this to emit the Wi-Fi signal so that we can join it. A couple ways: you can turn the breaker off, leave it off for about 10 seconds, then flip it back on. This will become solid. You'll be able to join the Wi-Fi that this emits. Or take the handle out, hold this down for 10 seconds. Okay, see, so it just illuminated all green. So now that it's in Wi-Fi mode, now this has a Wi-Fi signal, I can join it. All right, when you go into your Wi-Fi settings on your phone or your device, you'll see the wall connector, and that's my wall connector. Now, I just joined this a little bit ago. I kind of did a dry run of this, and so I've already connected it, and I already have the Wi-Fi password saved in here. If you see here, there's a couple of, see the WPA2, that is the password to the Wi-Fi signal, and the SSID is the Wi-Fi name. So that's the name, that's the password. Now it's different for everyone, so it's not, it's not a universal password, and it is case sensitive. So now that I've joined, you see here I've joined the Wi-Fi for this device. I can go in here. Okay, there's a QR code right here. Just pull up your QR code scanner or your camera, And if you see there, I can... All right, it's going to go to this IP address. I'm going to use cellular data. Okay, now this is going to give me an update of what my status is on my wall connector here. Now you want to make sure that it's connected to Wi-Fi. Mine wasn't. After I initially connected a few years ago, I logged in here just a few minutes ago. It was not connected, but so I connected it to my Wi-Fi. We can go to software. This you can check for updates. Just make sure. So there's no updates available, so that's good. So software's updated. Installation. Now one thing you want to make sure that my circuit breaker is a 50 amp breaker. So you want to make sure you indicate what your breaker size is in your electrical panel so that this doesn't charge more than the breaker's capacity. Mine's a 50 amp. If you have a 60 amp, indicate whatever your breaker size is and save it, and then therefore it's going to only charge at about 80% of that. So 40 amps is the maximum. Now here's the setting you want to make sure. If you're not able to charge your car on your wall connector, you want to make sure you go into access controls, and you can do only Teslas, or you can do authorized Teslas only. And in the case of the gentleman that bought my car, you can put in a VIN number, a name, or recently charged. You can see the VIN numbers of the cars that charged on this. You can add those only. That way those cars can only charge, which is nice if you have this outside. If you have your wall connector set up outside, you can do authorized Teslas only, so that way no one's using it unauthorized. People aren't randomly using it. But I'm going to set mine on only Tesla, which I only have Teslas. The other option is all vehicles. So if I go to back, it's going to save that. And then here's also where you would go to power sharing. If you had multiple wall connectors on the same breaker, they can power share and make sure they're not overloading the circuit. Those are the settings on here. So make sure your access control is set to allow for all vehicles, or try to add if you only want authorized only, make sure you add the VIN number to the car that you're trying to charge, and that will allow access to that. So guys, that's just a quick tip on your Tesla wall connector. Go into it occasionally, make sure you're still connected to Wi-Fi, it's updated, and make sure you haven't blocked certain cars, or you've authorized all cars to be able to use this. That's going to be helpful with that. Also, big tip, keep this guide in a safe place so you have access to that, or just take a picture of this tag here, maybe save it in a photo or a notes or something on your phone that you have access to this in the future as a reference point for your wall connector. But this is handy to have, especially to check this, to log into the Wi-Fi on this. These wall connectors are awesome. They've worked really well. If you're interested in how to install this or more information about this, I'll leave a link to the video that I made about installing it and a little more information on the Tesla wall connector. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found this informational helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.